landscaper maintenance guy that we use around the house. And he had a funny text. He sent Foamy this afternoon. He says, hey, do you want me to turn your water off this week or next week or what? And I thought to myself, I can do that. I just do that out in the garage. And I'll show you what I was thinking. While he's out there blowing leaves, I thought, hey, all I have to do is come in here and shut this off. That's all I got to do. And that's all I was going to do. And when the landscape guy showed up, I was lucky enough to be here, and I mentioned that to him. He just gave me a funny look. And he's like, no, you can't do that. I go, what are you talking about? He says, I got to drain, I've got to shut the water off outside for the sprinklers. And I says, well, why can't I just do it from here? And he said, well, because the pipes will freeze. And I said, you mean the PVC lines, if they've got water in them, even if we shut the water off from the sprinklers and not use the sprinklers, it'll crack the pipes? And he said, yes. And I said, well, is there a way to drain it? And he said, yes. And so that's what he's going to show me when he gets done blowing the leaves. I thought, hey, I never would have thought of that. We just bought this house, well, a few months ago. And I thought it was just like any other house. I mean, granted, I have not lived in the snow before. It rains here a lot in the winter, and it also snows. It could get, oh, I don't know, maybe 2 feet at a time in a heavy snowstorm where we're at, maybe 4 feet all year or something. And he said that the lines could expand and crack and all that kind of stuff. So he's going to show me here in a few minutes how to winterize this. And he said this house is all set up for it, and maybe your house is set up for it, and maybe it's not, and maybe it's something you might want to think about. But even if it's there, I hope you know how to do it, and I hope you didn't just move in thinking you're just going to shut it off right here. Well, that's coming up. If you keep watching, I'll show you how it's done. You know, the only winterizing I thought outside was where you've got your hose bibs. And I showed you another video on this before where I bought those at Home Depot. They were only like $2.99 each. And you hook that around your hose bib and then you cover it like that. It's just a little foam covering, and that protects your outside hose bibs from freezing. I never would have thought there was something that you have to do above and beyond that for your sprinklers, for your lawn, and for your drip irrigation. I'll show you that next. Isn't that beautiful? Fall colors, I just love them. Look at that. Pretty cool. Okay, where is he? I'm freezing my butt off out here. I've been waiting for him. I thought he was gonna do it in just a few minutes. He says, oh, after I rake up the leaves. Well, he's raked up some leaves out front and stuff. Now he's gone down below, and I'm ready to eat and go inside, but hey, I've got to wait for him because I got to show you this. Now, the only thing I can think of it has to do with this right here, and I've seen this outside before, and I thought it was, you know, I've only seen this at commercial buildings and stuff with pipes, exposed pipes outside so that they don't freeze, and I saw that in the house, outside the house, and I thought, okay, they got one here too. Well, that must have something to do with draining the pipes. We'll soon find out. I've got to wait for the landscape guy. He's still out back. He'll be here in a minute. Isn't that odd? We still got some roses out here too, and it's freezing outside. It's been getting down to about 30 degrees at night. Today though, it was actually 73 degrees out. Here it is, November, and you know, when the sun's out, it's nice and warm still. I don't know about these roses, but I think it's time to say good night to this season. Look at that. It's November now, and they just won't quit. Oh, that's awesome. There he is, just diligently working away. That guy never quits. Aha. Cool. Do all the houses have this, Jose? Huh? Do all the houses have this here? Yeah. This is for the. This is just for the sprinkler system. This is just for the sprinkler system. That's pretty interesting. And this is also, you can turn it off and drain it before the snows and before it gets really super cold. Yeah. Thanks for showing me this, Jose.
Yeah. This one right here, this is the drain. The drain, but we gotta close this one first. This is the main line water.
Oh, this is the main line water there?
The one on the left side.
Yeah. The one you're doing first.
The main line.
Yeah, so he's turning off the main water to the sprinkler system there.
You can see the drain. It's gonna come up a little bit, the hot water.
Okay. And then down in there, you have to open it up.
You can hear that?
Yep. Well, it's coming out there, so we know the water's draining out. That's all it took, huh?
And we gotta open this one too. You hear that?
Oh yeah.
That's the water run to drain this.
I heard that. Ooh.
Watch out. He's ready for the shower.
Almost had my face right down in there. And that's all you got to do? So then later, when do you turn it back on?
By April or May.
April, the 1st of April, or the first part of May. Here it is, November. First part of November, he's shutting it off. Now what are you doing?
I'm gonna open all the valves.
Open the main valves for the sprinkler system here, huh?
Only one right here. Just to drain the water.
And you just have to do that in one place? Because I thought there was a valve on the other side over here too.
That's another one over here.
Oh, okay, he's going over there. There's another valve over in here. That he's doing. So all sprinkler systems have this, and so if you live in a place where it's going to get freezing cold, if you live in a place that's going to get freezing cold and you're going to get snow, you've got to do this to your sprinkler system. I didn't know that. In May, then you have to turn everything back on. Turn the valve back or close that, and then close that one, open that one, and do those.
Now, close this one first, the vacuum breaker.
The vacuum breakers, those 3 that you did.
And then the draining on the floor.
Yeah.
And then the one over here. And then the other box, and then open the main line.
Good grief! I don't do that.
Okay. See you next Friday.
Okay. Thank you, Jose.
Yeah.
Well, that is something else, isn't it? And funny thing too, I asked him, I says, well, hey, since it snows in this area, what do you do for maintenance, landscaping maintenance? We pay him each month. And he says, I says, well, what do you do when it snows? He says, nothing. And I says, you mean, do we pay you for that month? And he says, no. I says, what are you going to do? And he says, go to Mexico. I guess he's got family there and stuff. So he told me the 1st of December through the end of March. So December, January, February, March, for 4 months. He's not going to come out here. We're not going to water any outside bushes. We're not going to have to do any mowing, no pruning, no nothing. He's just going to, and he does that to all of his clients. So think about something like that too, depending what type of area you're in, especially if you do all your stuff yourself, or if you have a landscape guy, maybe there's a way that you don't pay him for 2 or 3 months. And he said if it does snow, if he's not in Mexico, if he's still around, and if snow gets on the driveways, we can hire him to shovel off the snow on the driveways. But I got a big shovel, and was thinking about doing it myself. Well, I don't know how much snow there's going to be, so we'll have him in mind for that too. So I'm so glad, first off, that we have a landscape guy come out, because I would not have known this at all. Okay, now if you do your own landscaping and mow your own lawns and stuff, you still want to do that. If you're not sure how to do this, maybe you can call a friend, or maybe you see a guy mowing lawns in your neighborhood or something. Ask him to winterize and turn off your sprinklers for the winter, maybe something like that. But in any case, don't forget to do it, or else you're going to mess your system up. You get standing water in there, and you get the ground gets too cold. That water is just going to turn to ice, and it's going to expand in your pipes, and it's going to crack. It's going to mess up your valves. It's going to blow up your pipes and all kinds of bad juju. Okay, so don't forget, winterize your sprinklers, or you'll be sorry. Well, last but not least, do I have to do anything with this system? I don't think so. I'm just going to hit off. I don't think it really matters. I mean, I guess I could unplug this if I wanted, or leave it. If I leave it, the time will still be on there. If it tries to turn on, nothing is really going to happen. You know, maybe I'll ask him next time, but I think I can just pull this off and tie it up, or leave it alone. I don't think anything's going to happen with that. Okay, so far so good. Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos. Glad that's over with. Glad he called and texted us this afternoon. I would never have known.